Let's be real for a second. Most anime fans need therapy. But with the state of the world right now, therapy is freaking expensive. But what if I told you there was a way to get therapy while watching anime? It's a win-win, folks, and from the very instant you put Mushishi on, you can clearly see what I mean. What's up, anime fans and manga readers? Welcome back to another episode of the best anime recommendation show on the planet, and today we'll be diving deep into one of anime's most unique, evocative, and oddly underrated gems, Mushishi. If you've ever found yourself in the mood for an anime that feels like a beautifully told folktale wrapped in mystery and nature's raw, unpredictable beauty, then this show is absolutely the right pick for you. But what exactly is Mushishi, you ask? Well, that's what we're here to answer. So sit back and let us talk you through why every anime fan should experience this anomaly of a show. Mushishi isn't your typical action-packed series. It's an atmospheric, episodic masterpiece that gently pulls you into a world where the supernatural quietly intertwines with everyday life. At the heart of this world are the Mushi, ethereal, almost primordial life forms that exist in a state beyond good or evil. They're neither plants nor animals, but something far more mysterious, almost like the spirit of nature itself. And as part of nature, much like the rain or sunshine, or the seas and the tides, they simply exist, oblivious to their effects on humans or animals. Unlike those other elements of nature, though, the manifestations of Mushi are often strange, and by that I mean absolutely trippy and disorienting. They belong to a world that few can observe and interact with, and this brings us to Ginko, the wandering Mushishi who serves as our guide through the strangeness of this pseudo-spiritual ecosystem. Ginko is a character who immediately grabs your attention, not because he's flashy or overdramatic, but because he embodies a sort of serene yet slightly melancholic wisdom. With his unruly silver hair, calm demeanor, and ever-present inquisitive gaze, Ginko is the kind of character who seems to have seen it all. Simply looking at him, you can tell he's lived through countless stories, and you get the sense that we are only getting a glimpse at a fragment of his strange and storied life. He's not the type to judge. Instead, he observes, listens, and helps those who are affected by the Mushi, often in ways that are both subtle and profound. One of the most fascinating aspects of Ginko's character is how his journey is less about a grand overarching plot and more about the individual stories he encounters along the way. Each episode of Mushishi feels like a self-contained story, almost an anthology, offering glimpses into the lives of everyday people whose worlds are upended by the presence of Mushi. And as Ginko travels from place to place, you can see how his experiences shape him. He's a wanderer, a seeker of knowledge, and a gentle healer who always seems to be searching for answers, both in the world around him and within himself. The sheer strangeness of the encounters with the Mushi are definitely my favorite part of the show. There's an otherness to them in a way that feels utterly unfamiliar, yet entirely plausible within the context of the world the series author Yuki Urushibata has crafted. Snail-like creatures that nestle in your ears and feed on sound, a mirror spirit that seeks to replace the source of its reflection, a Mushi that if it latches onto you, it brings rainfall wherever you go. There are so many more of these creatures in every episode, each one straddling the line between fantasy and reality, and their effects are presented as a mystery that Ginko must puzzle out. He doesn't go into these problems all gung-ho, guns blazing, because there's actually no battle to be fought. Even if there was, Ginko's a healer, not a fighter, and he must find out the best way to handle the situation and protect the balance of the worlds of Mushi and humans while he's at it. It's moments like these that highlight not only Ginko's intelligence, but also his empathy, a rare trait in a world where the unknown is often feared. This methodical approach to problem solving is what sets Mushishi apart. It's not about fighting the Mushi, but understanding them, coexisting with them, and sometimes even learning from them. He isn't always successful, of course. Sometimes people die or are lost to the Mushi or are left permanently altered by their influence, but that is the tragic reality of nature and the natural cycle of things, and so Ginko does as he always does and moves on. Ginko's evolution throughout the series is subtle but powerful. While he often appears detached and enigmatic, each encounter leaves its mark on him. he learns that every Mushi and every person affected by them tells a story about the natural world and the human condition. His journey is as much about self-discovery as it is about unraveling the mysteries of the Mushi. Through his eyes, we witness the beauty and fragility of life, and the way nature can be both nurturing and indifferent. His interactions with those he often meets leaves us pondering the deeper meanings of existence, love, loss, and the passage of time. One of the things I absolutely love about Mushishi is its pacing and visual storytelling. The animation is soft, almost watercolor-like, perfectly capturing the ethereal quality of the Mushi and natural landscapes they inhabit. It's a visual feast that draws you into a world where every detail matters. A rustling leaf, a distant murmur, the quiet glow of bioluminescent fungi at night. These subtle touches not only set the mood, but also serve as reminders that the world is full of wonder, even in its quiet moments. The series also excels in its sound design and musical score, which work hand in hand with the visuals to create an immersive experience. The music is often understated, complementing the gentle cadence of Ginko's journey rather than overpowering it, but when it hits, it does so like a freight train. I first saw Mushishi several years ago, but to this day, I still seek out its soundtrack in the depths of YouTube on some nights, and I just sit there, listening to those rattling bells, that subtle twang of strings, and I let my mind wander into the depths of the unknown. So, why should you, as an anime fan, give Mushishi a chance? For starters, it's an exploration of life's quieter mysteries, a departure from the constant adrenaline rush of typical action anime. In a world where every new show is vying for your attention with its bright lights and intense narratives, Mushishi offers a reflective pause, a moment to appreciate the intricate dance between nature and humanity. Moreover, Ginko's character is a masterclass in understated brilliance, a fact that inspired his appearance in our recent list about the most intelligent characters in anime, a video you can check out right here on the channel. His eccentricity isn't loud or boastful, it's found in his gentle wisdom, his measured responses to the inexplicable, and his ability to remain calm in a chaotic world. You'll find yourself admiring not just his intellect, but also his deep empathy and the quiet strength that comes from truly understanding the world around him. And let's not forget the storytelling itself. Mushishi isn't about a continuous narrative or a grand conspiracy. It's about vignettes of life. Each episode a self-contained tale that resonates on a personal level. Whether it's the haunting beauty of a village shrouded in mist, or the gentle sorrow of a lost love reflected in nature's cycles, each story leaves you with a sense of wonder and contemplation. It's storytelling at its purest, unburdened by the need for flashy spectacle, yet deeply rich in emotion and insight. In a world saturated with high-octane battles and relentless plot twists, Mushishi stands out as a serene yet powerful reminder that sometimes the most profound stories are the ones that whisper rather than shout. My greatest mistake during my first watch-through of Mushishi was binging it in one single go. It's not a story meant to be breezed through. It's something to be savored slowly and mulled over, like a gentle stroll through the evening woods. I still find myself putting on a random episode from time to time just to get lost in the mystery and wonder of that world, and I've found that it's the best way to consume it. Episode by episode, or out of order, it really doesn't matter. The story, or perhaps more appropriately, stories of Mushishi, seem to be things that exist outside of time, and like our protagonist does, sometimes the best way to experience it fully is to wander. So, if you're in the mood for an anime that's as thought-provoking as it is beautiful, one that will challenge your perceptions of nature, humanity, and the unseen forces that bind us all, then dive into Mushishi. Allow yourself to be carried away by Ginko's journey and the enchanting, enigmatic world of Mushi. It's an experience that's both calming and stirring, a true gem that every anime fan should treasure. P.S. You should probably keep a box of tissues handy. Some episodes will absolutely have you bawling your eyes out, and especially when you least expect it. Anyway, that's all we have for today, folks. Do you agree with my pick? Maybe there are some great aspects of Mushishi that I left out. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell to get regular updates on new videos. I make awesome anime and manga content like this every week, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.